This is a full CS2 inventory with a budget of $200, and this inventory includes a knife and glove combo. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So starting off in the city side, first off we have the pistols. For the USP I chose the Cortex in minimal wear. This is a pink skin that looks pretty good. For the P250 I chose the Visions in field tested. For the dual Berettas, I chose the Flora Carnivora or Carnivora, however you wanna say it, in minimal wear, and this costs just under $1, it's 0.8. Then next up we have a 5.7 that I actually did not see much before doing the research for this video, and this is the 5.7 Buddy in minimal wear. I actually really love this one, and it is under $1. And for the Deagle we have the Sputnik in Factor New, which is just a blue Deagle, which is also pretty cheap. And before we go over to the T side, this video was sponsored by Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is a CSGO trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CSGO skins for some new shiny ones in just a few seconds. The way it works is pretty simple. You select the skins you want to trade and you select the ones you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for absolutely free when you trade on the website. And you also get a 35% bonus when buying balance. On top of that, they have daily, weekly and monthly giveaways in the freebies page. The link to the website is in the description, and thank you Skins Monkey for sponsoring this video. Going over to the T side, we have the same pistols that we had on the city side, except now we have the Glock and the Tech 9, and for the Glock I chose the Water Elemental in field tested, and for the Tech 9 we have the fuel injector also in field tested, and both of these go for around $3.5 each. This makes it a total of $15.5 for all of these pistols. Keep in mind that we have to save budget because the biggest part of the video is coming right after, but now we're gonna go over to the mid tier, and this is where the shotguns and the SMGs are. So starting off with the city side, we have the Mag 7 Monster Call in minimal wear, which goes for just 50 cents. Then we have the XM Black Tie also in minimal wear, and this just costs under 70 cents. For the MP9 we have the Starlight Protector in field tested, which is just under $3, and I actually really love this skin in CS2. It has a sort of a nice effect and the colors are pretty good. And for the UMP we have the Arctic Wolf in minimal wear, which is just 40 cents. And lastly we have the P90 Neo Queen in field tested, which just like the UMP costs around 40 cents. Now for the T side, the only differences are we have a Nova and a Mac 10, and for the Nova we have the Candy Apple in Factor New, which is super cheap, just 7 cents. And for the Mac 10 we have the Heat in minimal wear, which goes for about $2.7, and this one looks very nice in CS2. This makes it a total of $7.5 for the mid tier. But now we're gonna go on to the most interesting part. We have the rifles and the knife and glove combo. So first things first, for the rifles in the city side, let's start with the FAMAS. For the FAMAS we have the roll cage in field tested, which goes for about $2.5. I would go for the commemoration, but it is pretty expensive and I would not fit into the budget of the video, so I would choose the roll cage in field tested. Then for the M4A1S we have the Decimator in field tested, which goes for about $9.7. If you have the money for it, the minimal wear version looks more shiny because this skin, as the float goes up, it looks more dark. As you can see in the video, this one is a bit dark, but it still looks pretty good. And then for the M4A4 we have one of my all-time favorites, which is the Dragon King in field tested. This goes for about $5.4, and make sure you get this one with good float. Now going over to the AUG, I don't actually use the Scout, I use the AUG instead because it is really strong in CS2. So for the AUG we have the Momentum in field tested. This is just $1.5 and it looks pretty good. And last but definitely not least, we have the AUP Chromatic Aberration in minimal wear. This one is actually pretty underrated. It only costs $13 and I absolutely love this skin, and this will fit right into our budget and you will see why in a bit. Now going over to the T side, the only differences are the Galil, the XG and the AK-47. So for the Galil, just like the AUP, we have the Chromatic Aberration in minimal wear. This is $2.5 and it looks pretty damn sick. I think that for this price you cannot find a better Galil than this one. For the XG, I chose one that I actually do love a lot in CS2. It is the Tiger Moth in minimal wear. I think it got a big upgrade from the CSGO version and it looks pretty good, and best part is it's only $1. And then for the AK-47, I went with the headshot in field tested, and this goes for about $20. This is one of the most expensive skins in the video, except for the knife and glove combo, and this one actually looks pretty shiny. I don't think there is much to say about it, it just looks pretty good. And this is a total of $55 for all of these rifles combined. But now we're gonna go into one of the best parts of the video, which is the knife and glove combo, and obviously this is where most of our budget will go to. So for the knife, I chose the survival knife Forest DD pad in field tested, which goes for around $81.5 in cash. Keep in mind that these prices are buff prices, not Steam prices, because Steam prices are way too expensive. And then for the gloves, we have the Hydra gloves Mangrove, also in field tested, and these go for about $40. This makes it so that the total combo is around $121.5, which is a bit expensive, but I mean, it's one of the cheapest combos you can get, and in my opinion it looks pretty damn good. The survival knife is a very underrated knife, it has very cool animations, and the Forest DD pad skin goes really well with the gloves that we chose, so I think this one is pretty cool. This puts it a total of $199.5 for this inventory, so it's just under the budget. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like and subscribe to the channel for more CS2 skin content.